I'm so excited to speak to you today about the topic of recruitment and how I see candidates from the recruiter lens. So we can go ahead and go to the next slide. Here's like a quick overview of what I'm going to be talking about. So we will touch a little bit on LinkedIn Recruiter and resume screening, conquering job search platforms, decoding job descriptions, perfecting interview skills, and then I will have some resources for you, and finally Q&A. And I just have 20 minutes, so we're going to go through this quick. But if you will have any follow-up question for me, please feel free to add me on LinkedIn and we can talk about your individual question. Okay, so the first, I'm going to actually start with a quick game here. So if everyone can just pull up their LinkedIn account, and it can be on your mobile phone, just pull it up for me, please, and then find a partner. So the person you're sitting next to is perfectly fine. Yeah, so let me know when you're ready with your LinkedIn account. Ready? Yeah. Awesome. So now what you're going to do is you're going to give your phone to that other person, and I'm going to count, you will have around 15 seconds, so I'm going to count until 15. And in this 15 seconds, please try to gather as much information about that person as you can, right? So try to scan their resume in 15 seconds. Ready? Okay. You swapped, right? So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, stop. Give the phone back. Okay. No cheating, give the phone back. Okay, and now turn to your partner and tell them top 3 or 5 things that you remember from their profile. What actually caught your attention? Just have a little conversation. Going to be a long conversation, right? All right, let's bring the attention back here. So, what have you learned? Is it exactly what you do that people read and think what you do, or is it like slightly different, or is the focus on something else versus what you want it to be? This is just a quick exercise to show you that, when you're facing a LinkedIn profile, you don't get to talk to a person and you don't get for him to explain exactly what it is that they do. you're just faced with some information there, and it's super important how you put this information out, what exactly you put on top, etc. So let's go to the next slide, and let's talk specifically about Recruiter View. So I got this picture from the internet. I think it's a few years old from LinkedIn Recruiter. They've since then added a few functions such as AI. Maybe we will hear more about this today, but it gives you a general idea of what recruiter sees when they go on this platform, right? And recruiter license on LinkedIn is pretty expensive, so it's an add-on, right, for the company. So not every company has it. And also what's important to know, not about the profiles, but about how LinkedIn for talent acquisition works, is that companies usually pay certain big amount for each posting. So that's why even for big companies, you won't see all of their jobs posted on LinkedIn. You will only see selected ones. So the best way to find out for which role exactly the company that you like is hiring is to go to the company's website. This is where you will see all of the current openings, most updated list. But back to the profile. So here's just some of the things that you can discover as a recruiter here. So first of all, usually you would need to set up some filters here to search for the right candidate if you go there to source for the right one. So it can be anything. They have multiple different filters. It can be from the job title. Say if you're looking specifically for an accountant and you don't want junior accountant or senior accountant, you're just looking for accountant, maybe that's the filter you will put there. Or it can be location. You need a person here in Palo Alto. You can't hire from Texas. So this is what you will put here. Or it can be specific skills or assessments or tools that they have used. So there's multiple filters here, and usually, we do set up those filters. There's that new feature which you can't see on that picture, but which I've just touched on, is the AI feature, where you as a recruiter can actually give like a prompt to LinkedIn Recruiter, and then they will find it for you. But it's not perfect right now, just like with every AI that you're discovering. It doesn't work. If I'm judging it, it doesn't work as well as setting up those filters, because sometimes you may run into some so-called like discrimination issues. Like say if you're looking for a specific language or region where the person is from, AI does not want, AI is just very sensitive about this. So anyway, if we look more on the candidates, kind of like what is important information about the candidate that recruiter sees firsthand, right? We see the name, we see the current headline, and that is important because, take this, you are looking for an accountant, and one person, say Philip, will have here as a headline that he's an accountant at Meta or whatever, and some other candidate will have it in the headline that he's making world better at Meta. Like, what does it give you if it's very vague, right? It's better to be more specific, and you can either go with your actual current position in the headline, or you can go with the specific keywords that you think people can find you for, or specific keywords that are relevant to the positions that you're applying. So say if I'm a recruiter and I'm looking for a job, maybe I would go for full cycle recruiting, talent acquisition, sourcing, interviewing, those type of things. But a safe choice is to stick with your current position, if you have one, right? Now we have a quick overview of someone's experience. That's why your latest experience is important. So put as much there as you can. and then your education, and then open to work thing. Open to work thing is quite controversial. You know, you will see it all over LinkedIn, like put open to work, don't put open to work. Well, in recruiters' view, it's beneficial to put open to work because sometimes we filter by people who are open to work. Because, you know, there is a criteria which is time to fill, and depending on the company, you know, that number of days where you have to fill a position is different. And so some companies are pushing for a quick result. In this case, you want to find people who are available right now and reach out to them first. So I would say I like the idea of putting open to work. Now, it's not just about, you know, I think there are two ways of putting open to work. You can put open to work just for recruiters, or you can put open to work to your whole network. And that is kind of up to you, how you want to position yourself. Because I've seen it work for both. But I would say if you're not putting a banner open to work to all of your network, at least what you need to do is to make you know, selected people aware that you're job searching. Because a lot of times as a recruiter, I would reach out to someone, but I would not just only target them. I would then ask them if they have anyone in their network who might be a good fit, if the position is not right for them, right? If they're happily employed right now. And I've had many people saying, yeah, I'm not currently looking, but look into this profile, and I know this person who is currently looking. And your network, I mean, specific people in your network who you think can do this, they should know that you're looking. And they also should know what you're good at. Like, what are you looking for, and what are your skills, and what is your experience? So tell them about this. Okay, so I think we've talked high level about this. Do you guys have any questions about this so far? Go ahead.
So you mentioned that the title header is basically it's better to have a company in the current position, but then the experience is right there. So isn't that a duplication of what you guys would see?
It's always better to be more specific and more kind of relevant, because vague descriptions does not work with recruiters, and we will discover it on the resume as well. Like, you have to be more specific on the resume. Yeah, of course you can. It's all about time. Like, you would only have, you know, I don't know, 10 seconds to scan, and you have hundreds of this. Like, why do I have to select you over someone else if I have hundreds of them and you are vague on your, you know, headline? What is it, because the headline kind of represents you, and what is it exactly that you want, how you want to be represented? Is that making world better, or is that something more specific, relevant to your experience? Excellent. Okay, so with regards to resume screening, right? So once your resume comes to my ATS, right? Here's what I would do, right? I would do keyword matching. So this is not the ATS that is doing this. This is like another myth about talent acquisition, that you put your resume in there and it automatically gets rejected because the keyword didn't match. As of now, and in speaking, and I'm very involved in the talent acquisition community, that's not how we work as recruiters. Now we can set up for each position, we can set up a few knockout questions. For example, do you have a valid work authorization, right? And this question may knock you out if you don't. Or some other critical questions, like if you absolutely have to have specific like Salesforce experience for this role, and if you don't, it will knock you out. But when it comes to your whole resume as a piece to review, it's not the ATS which reviews it, it's the actual recruiter does that. So with that, obviously I know job description for the position I'm hiring for really well. So I know what's important, and you gotta think a little bit like a recruiter. So you kind of gotta look at the job description and think, okay, what is it exactly that they want this person to do? What problem are they trying to solve? And the keywords is not just mimicking your resume exactly to the job description. Like if they say, we're looking for an excellent storyteller, you don't have to put exactly this wording into your resume because it will seem just fake, like exactly copy-paste from the job description. But you have to look at keywords in terms of what specific skills or tools or relevant experience that they're looking for, and how can I showcase it in my resume. Now, skills and experience, so specific, a lot of companies still do X amount of years of experience. So a lot of recruiters still have to work with, like, say, okay, we need someone with 3 to 5 years of experience, so we'll just focus on that mostly. Education, certificates, and what stands out is like when you actually align in a good way, like not just mimicking and copy pasting, but just showing how your experience relates to that position. Bring data and numbers into your achievements. Don't just say you're a rock star in something. Show it with numbers. And consistency and clarity, right? Usually, you don't have to have, let's say, if you have under 5 years of experience, you don't have to have 2 pages of the resume, okay? For some companies that I've hired for, if the person, even with more years of experience, if they still had more than 1 page, it was not good. Like they were asking them to, rewrite it for them. Because you have to be short and concise. Back where I'm from, we have like 1-page sentence. I'm from Russia, by the way. So we have like one sentence worth of a page, in our literature. But it just doesn't work in America. And if you notice in any professional emails, these are short, to the point sentences showing impact. And you have to kind of, have it as a habit to kind of look again and again and shorten it until it's exactly what you want to say with the minimum amount of words, right? Next one. Now, with regards to job search platforms, there's a world beyond LinkedIn, okay? As I said, LinkedIn is very expensive for companies. They pay for every posting. So usually, like I'd say my company would probably have like up to 8 or 10, but we have many more openings at the same time. So pay attention to those other job boards, and some of them are also huge, like Indeed or Glassdoor. And Glassdoor, by the way, is very useful for job seekers. If you're not using it yet, I would highly recommend for 2 things. Number 1 is reviews, companies' reviews. So it's great to have a passion for like specific company and track their openings and apply, but you should also know what's the work culture in that company. What are the people saying about the interviewing process? So all of that data is already there for you on Glassdoor. There are some odd reviews sometimes which don't match the experience, but most of it are trustworthy. And for example, if you're applying for a company which has less than like three in points for reviews, right? Grade 3, right, and lower, you should really think about it because it's not a good sign. And I was actually, when I was job seeking last year, I went through a period of interviews with a company which had a bad rating on Glassdoor. And I thought that I'll be the one who will change the culture and help HR to make it better. And the hiring process was so bad and slow, and it's just, I'm very happy I'm not with them in the end. Now, there are some kind of newer or more specialized websites. I've also enjoyed Auto.com is where you can also set specific things like what you're beyond the position and beyond the location, what is that you're looking for. Like say if you look for work-life balance and stuff like that, you can put all these filters there and you can set it up for daily or weekly alerts so that they would give you a fresh batch of posted jobs. Oh, and back to Glassdoor, the second thing I like it for is you can set up alerts for any openings on Glassdoor. And usually most companies, if they ever post a new position, it will also go to Glassdoor. It picks it up, just like Indeed. So I've been very lucky as a job seeker with Glassdoor alerts because you have to try to be an early applicant if you're applying in a traditional way. So I had an experience where I was, I saw the position, the position was posted today. I immediately went and applied, and then I immediately followed up reaching out to the hiring manager. And the way I understood who is the hiring manager, sometimes it's written in the job posting, but sometimes you just look for that department and you can reach to multiple people. There's nothing bad about it, but yeah, I immediately connected with the hiring manager, and they ended up telling me later that I was like the first applicant that reached out. So that actually matters. Again, back to time to hire, and we want to make it a quick process from the talent acquisition standpoint. I would also say here, there are many job boards. Make a spreadsheet to track your job, to track your profiles. Because I don't know if it happens to you, but it happens to me sometimes when people reach out for the role, which may be good for me like 3 years ago, but not right now. And I'm like, where did you find my resume? And they're like, well, we found it there. Well, I think, yeah, I didn't update it since then on that particular job board. That's why they think I'm still pursuing those particular roles. So keep track or where you have your profiles, right? Now, obviously, you can make a list of companies you want to work with, and as I said, you will find all of the open roles on the company careers page. You can use Boolean, for example, when you even search on LinkedIn, you can filter by posts, and you can just search for people who are, say, hiring and for a specific role. We've already touched on the early application importance, and you got to connect with the people who are hiring, otherwise you'll be just in a sea of other candidates. So you don't have to pay for like LinkedIn messages if you don't want to. What you can do is you can connect with the person, and there is an option to send a quick note with the connection invite. So use that to tell them that you have applied and that you're interested and you have the specific one-sentence relevant experience to the role and that you're excited about connecting with them. Now, with the job descriptions, we've already talked about it a little bit, but make sure you read the entire job description. Sometimes the important information is right at the bottom. Like you would be fascinated with the job description, but the role will be actually in Florida, and it will be like the last bottom sentence, and maybe it won't work for you. So make sure you really looked at it. And what I as a recruiter, what I get sometimes when I post a job, I get those AI generated messages from job seekers saying, hey, I have relevant experience in this area. And I'm like, well, do you actually have this skill, or do you actually know this language that I'm hiring for? They're like, no. And I'm like, well, it was in the job title for that particular job. So, I mean, how can you avoid it if it's right there on top? So please don't be that candidate. Make sure you spend a minute to look at the job description and understand whether it's the right one for you. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. Sorry. So you say like if your experience not matching with the responsibilities of the job posting, do not apply for the job, right? So here's a question. So every time while I'm searching for a job, there is a huge message under the job description saying like, hey, if you even not like matching for the each criteria, you can apply. We will still consider that person. So what about that?
Right, that's a great question. Here, it all depends on the role. You have to be case specific. Again, when I'm saying that the role requires a specific skill or language or tool, and it is there in the job title, sometimes, we want to make it easier for candidates, so we even sometimes put like Salesforce administrator or something like that. Like, we don't want people with no experience apply for this position. So if it's specified and people do not have experience, I mean, they obviously will be rejected. But if it's a general position and it's not specified and you see that message on the bottom, absolutely go ahead and apply. And you don't have to fit, we all say you don't have to fit the job description specifically, right? But you have to try to fit at least, like 70% of what we're talking about for us to make the move and schedule that next step, which usually is a screening interview. You can read here how different it would be depending if it's like a mature company versus a startup, right? So it's a different vocabulary and you have to educate yourself on this. Now, when it comes to interviews, we all know that we have to come prepared. We have to know the company and the culture and the industry. We want to understand the job description. We do that prep work. Now, you can practice most common questions. You can usually find common questions about every role just by Googling it, but you can also use AI for it and have a conversation with AI about the job. You can upload a job description there. You can ask what would be the most common questions based on that description. And you can even do mock interviews with some of the AI software that exists. And, you can learn that technique, which is called the STAR method, if you haven't known about this before. It's a situation, task, action, result. So this is what, usually you would have some of the general questions about like, well, talk us through your career, but then you would be having some specific question, like what was your impact in this specific situation, or what would you do in this particular role. So the more precise and data kind of driven you would be answering that question, the better you are. And always, follow up with the thank you note. You would have by that time the email of recruiter, of the hiring manager. Make sure that you appreciate them for their time and letting them know that, you're excited to move forward and look forward to hearing from them. These are just some resources that I have here. So I know, you guys may apply directly to all of the companies, but there are some good resources as agencies here in the Bay Area. So this is just a list, and will we be sharing this part? Yeah, so you guys will get this if you'd like, and you can just reach out and send them their resume, and sometimes it's worth reaching out to agencies. I think as I see it, it's always great to diversify your search. So you can use your connections, you can use the direct applying through the job boards, you can use agencies. It's good to have it, not all eggs in one basket, as we say. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, minus 11. What is it? Minus 11.
Okay.
Questions?
Questions?
Yes, please.
My name is Katerina. So I'm currently in the looking for a job position, and does the cover letter is really important? Or
No, we never read cover letters.
Oh.
Just a waste of time. Unless you have this, that company, which I don't know what company is that, but it's like required.
Oh.
I don't think in the Bay Area it was ever, required, but yeah, don't spend your time on cover letters.
And how to accelerate the search if it's possible? Sometimes it takes like from 1 to 3 months, and you can have great.
Well, I think it's tricky. I think it really depends on the industry and the role, like some of them were hit hard with mass layoffs, and some roles are changing right now with AI, so it really depends what it is that you're looking for. But, try to learn as much as you can right now, because there will be some actionable tools for you. How to position yourself, and maybe that will bring you to your next opportunity. And also try to attend other events, meet recruiters, meet hiring managers. I'm sure there are plenty happening in San Francisco and here in the Bay. So the more you put yourself out there and build your network, the more things you will find out about what roles are open, and even more so what roles are in the pipeline to be open. Because it's like with the house, there's like the houses that are already put for sales, but then there are some that are not yet put for sale. So you want to find out about what's the hiring manager's perspective for the next couple of months, so that you can be first in line.
And I do have really diverse experience, like in the law and in hospitality. Should I separate 2 resumes, or should I combine them together?
Yeah, I think it so depends on what you're looking for right now.
Makes sense.
You don't want to lie about your experience, but if it's totally not relevant, like people sometimes put that they were like babysitter for a year. I mean, it's not relevant for a corporate job. If you will be asked about a career break, you can talk about it, very short and something positive, That's another thing, don't bring your challenges to the interview. Honestly, like hiring managers, they do not care much about, why you're out of job, why so many months you're out of job, how bad is the market, or anything like that. They want to see energized, ready to work, positive person. So anything that is relevant to the position, go ahead and put it on your resume.
Thank you. And the last one is the background check, and the references are important.
Yeah. I think depending on the company, it is enforced, and it is important. I know it's sometimes tricky with the background check where you have education overseas, but then there are some companies that are, validating your diploma, and it's background check is important, and reference check. Not every company does that, but the ones they do, you have to let your reference know that they will receive a call. Because when we call and they don't know who is it we're talking about, the hiring decision will not be great about that candidate.
Thank you.
Sure.
Next question. Yep, please.
Hi. So I have seen many positions which have thousands and more applicants for a role.
On which platform?
LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to think that this is specifically the number that have applied. It's people who clicked on it. So once you click on the application, you're going to get counted on LinkedIn. And not everyone completes the application on the actual website, say like Workday or Greenhouse, etc. So this is not a relevant number. However, the important number is how long was is the position posted. So if it's like over 3 weeks old, you can be pretty certain they already have people in, that not just the first round of interviews, the second round of interviews is done at this point.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so, and you also mentioned that you're not using ATS to filter out people on the keywords, right? So if you have a lot of applicants, how are you filtering them out?
So usually recruiters go chronologically, unless we do have a referral. If someone put a referral, we would look at this person first. They go up in line, because we know that, hey, our employee referred someone, we need to look into this. Because usually there are referral programs at every company. People get paid to bring good talent to the company, and usually people are serious about their referrals. Some people just want their kids for internships, but most people would bring someone worth talking to. So yeah, we would move them up, but the rest, it's usually chronological, so that's why it's important to be early.
First come, first serve, basically.
Yeah. And then, if you have hundreds and hundreds, you will have enough candidates within the first, say 200 to 300, you won't need to look further if it's not like a niche role or something.
I see. What about those people who reached out to you on LinkedIn? Will they go after referrals or?
Yeah, it all depends how exactly they reached out. If they reached out with absolutely not relevant message, if they claim that they have relevant experience, but in fact, like when I give them a simple question, like to check for their actual skills and, but if they are truly, I see that they've come up with, and AI can help you with this, but you have to validate it. You can't just copy paste and it's good. You have to talk as humans still. Like my colleague always says, if you receive an email from me which says, I hope this message finds you well, you need to know that it was not me who sent that message, it was AI.
Exactly.
So you have to always think about, just make it more human, make it more, yes, you've studied the job description, you know that you're a good fit, you're showing me your relevant experience shortly. Then, of course, I will take a look at your resume if you already applied.
I see. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Elizaveta.
To wait for Katja. But while we are waiting for Katja, I will start, not to waste time, because I also have 20 minutes. Let me start. My name is Katerina. Thank you for being here. Let me start with telling you my LinkedIn journey, how it started. 6 months ago, on Friday morning, I was supposed to go on all-hands meeting, and I was so busy with work that I missed for 7 minutes, and when I joined, the meeting was already finished. At the same time, I started to receive messages from my engineers, and they asked me if I'm okay, and I was absolutely fine. I'm like, what's happening? They told me, check your email, and sure enough, my position was terminated. In 15 minutes, they deactivated me from all the systems, and I realized I didn't have a job anymore. I took a break for 2 months, and after this, I started to apply for a job. I sent my resumes. I reached out recruiters, but nobody replied to me. I realized, okay, I need to stand out. The market is tough right now. I went to different workshops, I watched the YouTube videos, I did talk with the people, and I started to make some action items on my LinkedIn profile. In 1 month, I finally started to receive invites for the interview. It was 4 interviews aligned, and I got 4 offers, and I accepted Meta one. And today I will tell you exactly what I did, how to make my personal brand on LinkedIn. I didn't know all the secrets that Elizaveta told us, but you can combine all those experiences and make your LinkedIn profile more visible. Let's wait until we will connect, and I will start with the juicy part. Let's prepare for the journey. So we will need your phone, because we will use your LinkedIn. And it will be a lot of information. I learned this for a month, and I only have 17 minutes to tell you everything. So if you have any notes, so please take it. It will be a lot of information and a lot of pro tips that you can use. zero to hero. Today we will talk how to build your LinkedIn profile, how to get the community top voice page, and then Katja will tell us about ChatGPT magic, and Katja built AI assistant for you to make your LinkedIn shine. Perfect. Headline. It's a summary of your resume. The About section. This is opportunity for you to tell the world about you, who you are, and why you deserve this job, right? And then engage. Engagement is very important on LinkedIn, and we will tell about everything. Your first introduction. So your first introduction starts with your headline. When people search for you, they only see your name and headline. That's it. And if your headline not stand out, it's not catchy, that's it, they will skip you, right? So this is your first opportunity. This is your digital business card. You need to put your values, your skills, who you are, right? And what you can bring to the table, what problem you can resolve. Perfect. Let's explore some examples. First, it's a different example that I found on LinkedIn. It's not my friends. I didn't know those people. First, start with your role, who you are. As an example, AI marketing technologist. If you're a backend engineer, put backend engineer. Next, talk about your accomplishments. I'm sure you have success story. You are immigrants. You just came here. You already accomplished a lot. Just realize this. As an example, TEDx speaker. Okay, none of us TEDx speaker. I think so, but not yet, right? Maybe you're a future TEDx speaker. Maybe put something that you want to achieve in the future. People love personal touch. We are all human. They want to connect with you on a personal level. So one of the examples that I found very interesting, dad plus runner. So it also gives some personality to your headline. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's come back. Go to your LinkedIn, read your headline. Did you put your skills there? If there is catchy headline, did you read and you wanted to click inside and learn more about yourself? Maybe you already think what you can add an addition. But we will have a workshop time so that you can improve your headline. But keep in mind already what achievements you can put. The About section. You have a lot of space to share your story. And this is your time to shine and not to be shy. Perfect. What you can tell about your accomplishment, about your professional expertise, about your skills and experience. Let's go through some examples. Highlight your professional journey. I really love it. I found this randomly, and I love this framework. It's easy to read, very clear. The person uses imagery. If you go to startup and you don't use imagery, nobody will talk to you. This is a new kind of a culture. So use this professional journey, what this person did. Identified each area of previous work and add small description. Clear, short, and to the point, right? Technical expertise. Love it. And I'm passionate about. What you are passionate about? You need to sound interesting to the world, right? Make sure you mention those things. Let's move on. Highlight your creativity. I'm an engineer. I don't have zero creativity. But if you're in marketing or sales, stand out with your creativity. Start your the About section with a question. It's catching people's attention. Get reader hooked. Also, you can mention, when I do sleep, I'm dreaming of the next generative AI prompt that will help me work smarter. That's a great example to keep people to read your the About section. Because if you are boring and there is nothing interesting, they probably will scan until here and then they will move to another person. Highlight your experience. And if you want to have one sentence from my presentation. You need to remember this thing. Keywords are king. You need to use keywords. You need to mention what are you passionate about, what are you driven by, what is your vision, what is your mission, how you can help, what you believe. So those are great words to use it. And this actually, I found, he's a VP of LinkedIn, so that's his explanation. Short but to the point, right? And another part, top skills. I think there are 5 of them. Please don't skip. Use 5 of them. Maximize your area of expertise. Engage with LinkedIn community. Your LinkedIn should be alive. Same like your Instagram. You're going to Instagram every day, you need to check your LinkedIn every day. You can create posts. You can do reposts. If you're not ready to write the article yet, you're just starting your career, you can find someone that you're following who is interested to you and do repost of their articles with your thoughts. What did you learn from this article, as an example? Or you're going to any conference, or you're going to any events like this. Repost it and say thank you to organizers. This creates activity. Your LinkedIn needs to be alive. You can add comments, you can add likes. Every day, do some actions. Perfect, let's summarize. Headline, it's very important. This is your personal brand, starts with a headline. The about section, where to tell the world who you are. And engage with the community. Let's move on. Top voice badge. It gives additional visibility to your LinkedIn profile. And it's easy to get. I will tell you all the secrets in a minute. This feature was launched 1 year ago, and there are already 10 million contributions. So what are these collaborative articles? You can imagine it's a conversation starter. AI posted those articles and they generated by AI. Those articles are incomplete for purpose. It gives you an opportunity to add your expertise, to add your experience and complete those articles and share with other people. Okay, let's move on. Step 1, I really want that you can use your phone. Go to linkedin.com/advice. You should land on learn more about collaborative articles. And on the right side, you should see area of expertise. Find your area. And there is a button, see all topics, if it's not there. So let me know once you landing on this page so that I will continue. Just maybe just show me your hand when you will be on this page.
I see the page, but I don't have the right side.
Maybe on mobile it looks differently. Maybe look on the top.
What is it on the right?
Like the topics.
Top.
The topics. Like if you're an engineer, choose engineer. If you're in marketing or if you're in IT services. Are you guys there? Okay, perfect. This is important that you landing on this page, so because you will have homework today. Once you choose the area of your expertise, you will see the list of articles. They usually start with a question or it gives you a statement, open statement that you can add your expertise. Scan through those articles and find something that resonates to you. Something that you had an experience in the past and you can definitely add your additional expertise, your professional point of view. And one pro tip, when you scan for those articles, you will see the amount of contributors. Don't choose the article with a lot of contributors. That will not give you opportunity later on, and I will tell you one. Choose if there is no contributors or 2 or 3. And if you couldn't find it right away, wait for a couple hours. AI will generate you new articles. So the next step, you need to contribute to the articles. And if I can tell you, it's incomplete, right? It's a small sentences. So you provide your expertise, and I like to use images and bold font. So there is a imagepedia.org and yitext.com. It's just additional tools for you. Because you want to make it readable for other people. Use ChatGPT for brainstorming, but do not copy-paste. It's so visible. Everyone already can distinguish if this was made by ChatGPT or not. Add your experience, modify the words, and add examples. So you need to contribute to free articles. The magic number is free. It can be one article or free difference, but just free contribution, not more than that. Because you'll need to be productive. Don't work for more. So the next step, share with the world. Once you write your article, there is a free dots, and then it will be copy. Copy this article, your contribution, and you can post on LinkedIn, and it will be one of the action items, right? It's already give visibility. You can post, oh, I started to contribute for collaborative articles. You can share with your family, with your professional community, with your friends, and ask them to put likes nicely. Or tell them if they like, they can provide you likes. So once you get likes, and you don't need to you don't need to get hundreds of likes. 10, 15 likes, it's good enough number. But remember my pro tip, if you choose the article with 20 contributors, and those contributors have 40, 45 likes, then you need to extend your network. I mean, I hope you have all friends. But yes, likes, it's important. And in 24, 48 hours, you will receive your badge. Easy, right? So this is your homework. Find the articles, free contributions, share with the world, get your badge. It gives you visibility. Why wouldn't you not do this? Okay, let's summarize. So we already went on the page. You already all have it. Take a screenshot, don't forget, /advice. You must contribute a minimum of 3 articles within the same skill, but not necessarily the same article. Share with the community to get likes. Badge will stay on your profile for 60 days. If you want your profile page stay longer, you need to continue to contribute and get likes. And once you will get closer to 60 days, LinkedIn will send you notification. So if you want to work extra, maybe in a month put some reminder to yourself and contribute. And it's nice thing, you always will get additional activities on your LinkedIn, because people will see those activities, that you are active. Why wouldn't you choose this? Perfect. Okay. Well, I have 3 minutes more. I can share more secrets, but I wanted to keep some time for our workshop, and I will give word to Katja. We will talk about AI magic. Thank you, guys.
I will share with you today tips and tricks how to use AI to your advantage for LinkedIn or communication with recruiters, for example, or just your resume applications, etc. So let's start. Okay, so there's a lot of tools out there. Can you hear me well? Yeah, right? Okay. There's tons and tons of tools out there, AI tools that you can use to really for your advantage. There's also AI features, even within LinkedIn, they have an AI feature that you can use to generate your about page. So that's exactly what I was trying to do. It's not bad, but it uses cliched words and really very boring and common words. And that's kind of like how you know that it might be AI generated. The reason, or let me actually tell you another story about the seasoned data scientist. So recently, my last job, I was looking for data analysts, and so I was recruiting data analysts, and I read probably thousands of resumes, and I can tell you, like, I've seen so many probably AI-generated text, and how I can tell is also what Elizaveta told us. It's very, very common, boring words like I'm a seasoned professional, I leverage whatever, I utilize, I spearheaded Delph. Like, if you want to have no more Delphs, I'll teach you how to do that. So you will be able to use AI today, know how to use it, and generate and sound, make the text sound like you. So why actually this is happening? The reason why is that AI, or large language models, they are trained on a large corpus of data from the internet. And you can imagine like how large and repetitive internet is, and how many also texts that are based on SEO, which are really targeting just keywords, and then the rest is kind of like doesn't matter. So there's a lot of like stuff in the internet that repeats itself. And well, I don't want to go into the details of science, but basically large language models is something that will predict the next word, right? Like if you type "you can use," then the language model is about to predict the next word, right? If you are saying I'm a data scientist, the probability that you're seasoned is very high, probably. Okay, we're actually all most likely like to sound in the unique ways, right? How we can use ChatGPT or AI ChatGPT in today's workshop, I will show you how to use it, but in general AI to our advantage, and this is actually called prompt engineering. So you need to use techniques from prompt engineering to be able to ask AI what you want and really generate what kind of like what you would like to sound or what you would like AI to know. So basically prompt engineering is nothing other than just the techniques how to talk to AI. And I will start telling you the secrets. So this is basically 6 probably most useful techniques I'm using daily. And so let's talk about them, and I hope after you will be able to write something that will sound exactly like you. So first, very important technique, assign a role. So what does that mean? When you start talking to AI or to ChatGPT in this case, you need to tell what it will be playing for you, right? So assign a role, say you are a writing assistant. Prime it in this way. You can also say, like, if you're preparing, for example, a marketing text, you can say you are a marketing assistant, right? If it's maybe a recruiting assistant, or you are trying to ideate about engineering concept, you can also say you are then an engineering assistant and specify it. But let's talk about the second one. Specify, specify, specify. You need to really detail about what the AI should do for you, right? So first, when you assign the role, and then you can ask, I'm about to write an About Me page in LinkedIn. What does that actually mean, right? Talk to AI as if you're talking actually to 5 years old. So explain, and the about page in LinkedIn shows my best accomplishments, shows me as in a successful position, in a best light, etc. So as much details as possible. Number 3, describe your style in detail and be very, very specific how you like to sound. So what I do, for example, I say, speak in American English, in casual, be very direct, straightforward tone. What else? Concise, brief, whatever you like to sound, right? So think really about what is the usual way how you talk. I also add no slangs because I'm a foreigner. It will be just sound sometimes weird if I would use slang. So number 4, banned words. That's exactly where you can ban seasoned professional or delve, utilize, leverage, whatever the word you don't like, you can say that to AI, do not use these words and specify the words. Number 5, give examples. So what does that mean? If you come across any LinkedIn profile that you like, or the about page, right, in this example, copy paste it to the AI and say, those are the examples. If you want to play around with header, the title, you find maybe 5 great examples like Katerina was sharing. Add them in the AI. There are more, not a lot, but few examples are really great. Don't put 100 examples. Somewhere between 3 and 5, it's a great number. Otherwise, it will be just too much text for AI to parse. And sixth step. So what you want to do after you kind of primed and prompted from number 1 and to 5, you want to iterate. So don't just be happy with the first result ChatGPT will give you. Start to iterate, meaning ask ChatGPT to replace a word, make it shorter, make it punchier. Maybe add some creativity to header or to about page or to your wording. Maybe ask it to like flip the flow or change the flow of the text you're trying to do. So everything really how you would talk to a co-pilot, right? Like someone, an assistant who is helping you craft a message, an about page, or a header. So what we're gonna do with you right now is try to implement all of this prompt engineering tips. So I created a custom GPT called Resume Fairy. So I primed it already for you, so you don't have to do a heavy work of prompt engineering, but I'll show you how you can use it as is. So follow this QR code, and even if you don't have, I think you need to actually have a ChatGPT account, but you can quickly right now log in. You don't need to pay, it's free. Cool, very cool. So I will open a new chat, and I actually want to copy basically what I did before, and I will do it with you right now too. I'll copy paste. It's hard to do it with one hand, but I will copy paste my resume. So what I usually say is like you can also attach it, but be mindful and try not to add like your email address or phone number. Okay, so I copy paste and let's open the new one. So when you open the resume fairy, you can basically what I said, either copy paste your resume, or you can even attach it, right? Like attach it here and upload it. So if I just do that, and I don't need to like prime and prompt before, it already spills out. Oh, that. That's what's happening when you want to. Oh yeah, I'm right. You're right. Like when you want to demo something, something breaks. That's the usual thing. Okay. So, and it starts to spill out the one suggestion for a LinkedIn header. And behind the scene, so I prime it with the way how Katerina was suggesting to create header achievement about me. So be creative, use maybe your current position, some useful slogan or whatever you want to do. I like to be short and brief in my about me, so that's why I primed it to be just one paragraph, but you can literally ask right now to change it to, let's say, 2 paragraphs or even shorter. And it also spills out your major achievement. So what we'll do right now, okay, so let's try to make it shorter. So this is like the 6th step to just iterate on that. Okay, perfect. Let's make it shorter. Make an about me shorter. And then within this thread, ChatGPT will start to follow your instructions. So it's a little bit shorter. It looks fine. I don't see any, diversion and seasoned word I hate. So looks good to me. But let's try to be more creative in our LinkedIn header if we want. So add something very creative to header about my hobby. I love coffee. Let's see. Okay, it's quite boring to be honest. I've seen better. Okay, let's do one.
Seasoned coffee enthusiast.
Yeah. Make it even more creative about my coffee passion. Let's see how that goes. Health tech coffee, I don't know. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Brewing data solutions in fintech and health tech. It's amazing, I love that. Should probably just copy it to my LinkedIn. Yeah, and other than that, you can really see, this knack for something is also comes so often. Elizaveta was laughing at it, so it sounds like she is seeing it a lot. But let's ask, replace knack for with something else. Yeah. Looks good. So that's basically how you would iterate on that. What I would also suggest, like after a while, it starts to forget what it was in the beginning because of the something what called memory window in ChatGPT. So what you should do probably in this case is just start a new one and copy paste your resume again. And before actually copy pasting, you can specifically say make my, for example, about me 2 paragraphs long and use emojis. Okay, looks like at least one emoji is there, 2 paragraphs is there, two more emojis, and achievement. So you see, you can always start from scratch and do the extra priming. And maybe another point, if you want to, for example, like change the style and you don't like the style right now, what you see, add it in the beginning, right? Like say, can you be more casual, for example, or can you be more, write more formal? Maybe use slang, whatever you want to do, like edit at the top before pasting your resume or part of your resume. That's it for the resume theory. I think we created the poll here, right, Katerina? And if you have any questions or if you want to copy paste maybe part of your LinkedIn header or about me, do that. We might want to review together or talk about that if you have a question. I think you can use that. Is it activated already? On this one? If you scan, and I think we are already activated, right?
Okay, can you please now everyone just scan this QR code, and Katerina and Katja will review your LinkedIn headers right now. And Elizaveta as well, of course.
And guys, you can try this AI assistant right now. You're already here. Like tomorrow you have another thing to do. Just copy paste maybe your headline in AI assistant and ask to rewrite and see what options you don't have. And if you have this about section right now on your LinkedIn, add it, but you will improve later. But just try something. And maybe you will find amazing headlines. Update your LinkedIn today. Don't wait for tomorrow.
And really any question you don't want to ask, you can also just ask here or ask the question if you want.
So do we copy paste just the heading of the resume itself?
If you have a resume, that will be amazing because AI can...
But in ChatGPT,
yeah.
not in that one.
So in this one you need to open like LinkedIn. Just Now we see, for example, someone already added it, right?
Ah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can continue like adding your LinkedIns if you want. We can review them right now. Just add them through that.
I like that one.
Agerka,
Yeah.
do you want specifically to us to look at something or?
No, I'm just sharing what your resume fairy has fixed,
Oh.
and I already updated it. That's my own one.
Wow. I love your header. That's great.
I had a question. How did you create your own ChatGPT?
That's
Yeah.
another workshop.
Can you share like a background, whatever, like so that I can look?
Yeah.
You have your name there. Is there any code or anything?
It's when you go into the ChatGPT, I'm right now logged in as an unpaid user, so I need to re-log into my paid account.
Okay.
And there you can create your own ChatGPT, and then you add basically all the prompting you need. And that's it.
So basically you kind of used prompt engineering. You did all the 6 steps, right? Okay.
That's correct,
Can you show us the QR code for resume theory once again?
of course.
And the ChatGPT thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and maybe we can like show the QR code again so people can like log in with their LinkedIn's. We can like review some LinkedIn's right now. So if you want, you can just like review.
Okay, there's more.
Yeah.
There's a lot, so let's start with this.
So with this
With a business background of 6 years, including leadership position, I focus on sustainability using design thinking methodology. I'm looking for a position of business analyst in sustainability in oil industry. I think you need to run it via ChatGPT. You might have some issues in the text, maybe a few typos or errors. But in general, I like that actually. Just maybe the phrasing could be a little better, a little punchier.
And this is headline?
I guess it's about.
It's a, yes.
It's about?
Yeah.
The about part.
No, it was a
Headline.
headline.
Headline?
Oh, that's too long.
That's too long.
Okay.
Did you try
Oh.
with the ChatGPT, with the AI assistant?
Not yet.
Try it and,
I did it, I just checked it.
and post it, and then we will see how different it is.
Is this one also a header? An energetic and proactive person who is willing to innovate, learn and grow. Proven history of maintaining administrative performance, financial accuracy, high standard and superb customer service. I think it's about, that sounds good. What do you guys think?
To start the about section, yeah, but not for headline. I don't know if someone who posted this can tell us who it is. So that was this is your headline?
No, not the about the not the headline.
So, yeah, basically,
Which one? The
Then
I already clicked it away, so let's move to the next one. Anything you want us to look at? You have a header, not an about page, right?
Yeah, I think I need to create the but please think about the headline.
Is there any work
Or like a first
experience?
impression. What I need to write.
I think it looks like you might want to add some work experiences if possible.
if you're a student and you're working, still, like something from your...
Or maybe aspiring something, position?
Aspiring
Like
position.
what you want, like what you want to become. job
Yeah.
position.
That's good. Awesome.
Can I also ask a question? Is it like very necessary to have about section in general? I notice like a lot of people who are actually successful on LinkedIn, you look at them, they don't have anything about. They have like experience, list of experiences, list of like achievements, and that's it. They may be like co-founder of something, their name, that's it, nothing about section.
I think Elizaveta, you can take it, right?
Yeah, I'd say for people who are actually accomplished, especially like 30 years of experience, 40 years of experience, I mean, sometimes they don't even have LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They have just their phone and they have good contacts in their phone. Yeah, I know a lady who is 70 plus and she is amazing at her career, and she just got laid off and she got a new job within a month just based on her connections. But it looks like for most people it's not the case. In this case, we have to do some work with our profile. And when you were speaking about a separate workshop on AI prompting, I was thinking that there is a good button there for services. You can add services or any links to other websites. Say you're providing, say workshops or classes or coaching on something. You may not have current job, but maybe you're still doing something on the side. So there's a button there on top of your profile where you can add a link and including Calendly or something like that, to set up meetings and stuff. So there are more functions there on top.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have another question, but it's more about, I think it's again for, sorry. about the people who are changing their career from one role to another. For example, before it was manager or project manager in this sphere, and the person wants to change the career to the engineering sphere. And how the person should highlight that his previous experience can be, how somehow can be really helpful for the engineering role.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've seen when they were presenting the profile in top skills, like you have top 5 skills, and you can put leadership there, and you can say led the team of X number to achieve X results, So that's how you can just, not focus that much on the nature of the function that you were working at, but more so on your managerial skills and the results that you brought to.
But this is, in general, is this true that if you're working in, like, say, medical sphere, no one will be interested in a software, whatever, like service?
I mean, it's not your usual path, especially in America. People usually don't just. I don't see it. Massively happening around where doctors would suddenly become software engineers because it's so expensive to become a doctor.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the thing is, for example, I was in marketing in the medical sphere, and then I got laid off and I went to the market to search for a job again, and then I actually found myself caught in that only medical sphere startups or medical, like hospitals or whatever, like pharma would hire me rather than any other companies. Basically.
Yeah, let's put it this way. If you're job seeking, it's hard to switch.
Yeah.
If you really want to switch, try and you're in corporate, because I can't speak for healthcare, like
Right.
hospitals, etc. But if you're in a corporate and you're trying to switch, try, putting your hand up and being active and say, hey, I want to pick up on this new project, or I really want to work with this other team, other department, and I've read some research on this, and here's the paper on that, and a consulting company is proposing us to do this and this, and I want to just start on this project.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of how people get noticed, and how you can get kind of upskilling and reskilling as you work at the organization. Now, your title may not necessarily reflect that. Like with me currently, I'm not just a recruiter, I'm picking up on some other responsibilities.
Right.
It's not yet reflected on my title. Titles take time to change, but no one can tell you to not put it on a resume or on your LinkedIn profile. So every new achievement, you own it, it's yours, shared with the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's continue these reviewing.
I think we have 2 more. One, evangelizing the TPM craft. So that's something coming from data science and machine learning. I do it a lot. I put all my abbreviation why I talk like this, so please don't do it.
Yeah.
I also try not to do it. Always de-abbreviate whatever you're putting in, especially in your LinkedIn profile or your resume.
Something for this one. So this person who posted this headline used TPM 3 times. This is a duplication. Try to put, if TPM only do TPM, maybe you have another keywords to use. This is your line of resume. Don't repeat yourself. Try something else.
I guess it's technical product manager, right?
I think yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think also with emoji stuff, you have to be kind of careful, because it just culturally, like if you put this one with like celebratory, like what are you actually like celebrating here? in
Could be a
your
little
headline?
childish.
Just make sure they're relevant to what you're actually doing.
Yeah. I heard I had a resume just after my master's, and I put emojis everywhere, and then that's what my professor said. That's a little childish. You should remove. so I'm not commenting about this, but might be exactly like the celebration, why it is celebrated.
You kind of have to think of all the gens, right? And you may deal initially with some people maybe more of your age, and we're not ages here, but in the end, some hiring decisions may be made by different groups, so you kind of make it more neutral. And again, when it comes to your LinkedIn profile, you're reaching out to a very broad network in the US and maybe across the world, so you want to make it neutral and read well. And something that we have not discussed is like steer clear of the politics. When you're posting something, it's not Facebook, it's LinkedIn. Like no one wants to read your personal opinion on a conflict happening on the other side of Earth or something like that. When you're job seeking especially.
That's a fair point. Okay, we have one last title, lawyer, hospitality professional, business owner.
I will be to the point. For me, it's a 3 different profession. As I mentioned, tell the story. You have those words. If you're a lawyer in hospitality professional business owner, like connect them somehow, right? Lawyer, what kind of lawyer? How you help hospitality? Or add some numbers for your business, right? Just add more details. Use ChatGPT for brainstorming if you don't want to copy paste. But put some extra details. You need to stand out. With this headline, people will scroll you, right?
They'll think that these are 3 different people, or maybe you have 2 assistants, helping you with those professions. But
Too many jobs. But let's take a look at, we have now 6 profiles. So Farida, lawyer, that's what we actually check. Okay. So put a story. Oh, I already closed it. Sorry. Then
where is the photo? We usually kind of, I didn't mention that when I was presenting, but when we look through our LinkedIn recruiter and we see profiles with like vague descriptions and no photo, we're not sure if this person is approachable. So, just have a nice clean photo and a specific description, and we'll be happy to reach out.
And I heard also, if you don't want to put your picture, like a real picture, you can just like do also using ChatGPT or like something, which is actually not necessarily, no, what I wanted to say, like a caricature, like a cartoon version of yourself. That's what I've seen people, some of them do. So it's like, it looks you alike. Okay. So it's not someone like completely different.
For like UX, it's cute.
Yeah. Good. So picture, and I think aspiring business analyst will be a better title here. Software development engineer and test. Tools mentor. What do we think about that?
It's me.
I like it, but I would add some additional. Java, Postman, API, how many engineers have same skills? I have same skills. So you need to stand out. I will repeat this again and again. Look for something else, for something catchy. This is great, but I would definitely add something. Might be years of experience. Might be like remove Postman, API. Those are like similar things. Just leave API. Postman, everyone knows Postman. If you're an engineer, you don't need to mention. If you don't know Postman, you are not engineer, right? So don't put the tools that everyone knows. It's by default, right? Don't, how can I say this? Use more useful information to catch people's attention. Think about and use those assistants that Katja created. Maybe you will get more ideas. That's mine.
Next one, cardiac sonographer at Sutter Healthcare. I love it actually.
Yeah. Good job.
I think that's very clear. Marketing manager and events. Furby
Everyone,
wine,
Georgia.
Georgia. I would love to see like more about wine here. Like
Yeah, I know that it's like a basic
selling
stuff.
best wine, something like
Yeah,
that.
like
That's
some slogan.
yeah. It sounds amazing.
And I forgot how.
I love the
well,
short about section.
I wanted to say that I didn't review it in many years, but thank you.
So 5
Probably
needs to
have
be
10,
changed
right?
to 10.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Go ahead.
Truth, right? You just came here. If you are looking for a job with this about section, it will be no. We can work together and I can help you how to shine. But this is not enough. There are so many people compete right now. I mean, I'm talking about engineers because I'm in engineering. So many people got laid off. I have so many friends and co-workers who is still looking for a job. Why nobody reach me out? I have more than 10 years of experience building quality at Robinhood, at OpenSea. Those are startups, everyone knows about them. And why I was not the first one to go to interviews? Because my LinkedIn was kind of like this. I didn't have any problem before with my job. I was always successful staff engineer. Like, yeah, please work for us, right? But market changed and we need to adjust. So please rewrite. If you have this amount of the about section, is not enough. You will search for job forever.
Very optimistic.
And I'll die old.
Let's try it. Yannick, founding data lead. My people. Okay. X, KPMG, consulting, transforming insight into impact. I love that. Speak to me. Speaks to me for sure. Here, honestly, like I just see it a lot, enthusiasm. So,
Exactly.
and neck.
Yeah,
He's-
now I change it using the resume.
That would be amazing. For my taste, I would do it shorter, but again, like some people prefer also a longer story. I just know that a lot of people don't have patience to read everything. Yeah, that was it. Do we have more?
Yep, if you want, you can say more. Can I also ask a question? Like, but what if you write like a lot in your header? For example, you actually achieved a lot. Like, I don't know, for example, you won all the best hackathons in the world, like 3 hacks that we have here in Stanford, Berkeley. Then you work, for example, for Meta, and then you work for Google, and then like you write a lot in your header. Is it too much? Because like the majority of people write in just 2, like lines. But if you write, I don't know, in like 5 lines, is it overwhelming?
When you write on the social media, we also just like use simple words. I think right now is like the easiest and best way. And I think also, Elizaveta, you mentioned the header is important for recruiters to see your like at the first glance, right? And they do see your experiences. So I would not necessarily like put more than 2x. And also like I see some people like overuse this x something. If x something is not known, like please don't do it. If it's really some known companies, then it makes sense. Otherwise, just like put something more catchy, other than some X unknown company to anyone.
Okay. Maybe someone have more questions? What time is it?
Look at me.
Okay, one more.
thinking we have just one more, and it's probably will be the last one. Software development engineer in test. I honestly, like, maybe it's not my specific work environment, but I don't understand what it means. Software development engineer in test. If it's maybe something specific to your profession, might be good, but maybe just tweak it a little bit so that's really clear to everyone. Does it make sense? Yeah. Okay, about page. I also, another tip. So I'm not familiar with Quisitive. It's probably some company, but and people do that also a lot. For me, as someone as a hiring manager, and that for recruiters is the same. Like it's if you see person works at unknown to you company, it's very hard to like make an effort and go check what kind of company it is for a hiring manager or recruiter. So make it please easy for a hiring manager or recruiter to explain a little bit about this company. What does that do? Is it a health tech startup? Is it a big manufacturing company? Something that is really clear and simple and short. Anything about page? From your side?
I already said. For me, it's too small. Too small, and
It make it readable. You use JUnit, Cucumber, Playwright. Yeah, it's automation tool, so you write automation. Create a new line, technical skills, semicolons, and identify. And make space, make it readable. People spend probably a couple seconds on your page. They need to scan and they need to be clear, right? And you can make it with organizing your about section, even with this small, but make it more organized. It will be better. And guys, I'm happy to help. I help so many people. Find me on LinkedIn. We will brainstorm your headline, the about section. I will give you my perspective. I'm an engineer, but I was also a hiring manager. I probably would not help in marketing, but I just give you an idea how it looks like, if it's readable, if I understand especially, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Happy job hunting.
Thank you so much, Katerina, Katya, and Elizaveta. That was wonderful. Let's give a round of applause.